Hi, this is Belinda Calibriali and this is Talking High Performance with Belle. So I'm making this podcast for people who want to live their best life, people who know that there's more in them, but they just don't know how to get it. So there's a gap, something's missing, I'm making it for them. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Talking High Performance with Belle. Today I want to talk to you about a topic very close to my heart, and that is the morning routine. So I want to share with you, a book that really changed my mornings, in the hope that, you'll be inspired after this episode to review your mornings and see if there's any room for improvement. So I want to talk about the emphasis that the first few hours of our day has on setting up our day for success and why it's so important. So in our previous episode, we discussed motivation and we spoke about the motivation sweet spot, but it's really hard to be motivated if we don't begin our day right. So, this begins from literally the time when your alarm goes off in the morning and you have a choice. You have a choice to either press snooze 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 times, or you have a choice to press stop and get out of bed. And that's the choice that I'm hoping you'll make after today. So let's dive in. So I want to talk about me and a few years ago, a spot that I was at where, I just had babies 3 and 4, and they were waking up, as babies do at nighttime. And I had a 2-year-old son, 2.5-year-old son, and a 5-year-old daughter. And I really felt it was really hard to start my day on the right foot. And then by the time they went to bed at night, I could barely function. I was exhausted. So there was no use, coming to me at night for anything because it just wasn't my best time of the day. So I knew that I needed to change something, and I knew that I needed to start my day where I felt I was in control. And I read the book called The Miracle Morning by somebody called Hal Elrod. And this book completely revolutionized the way that, I set up my days. And the book introduced 6 habits. And the concept was that if I could introduce these 6 habits by 8 a.m., my day would be set up for success. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about what these 6 habits were in the book, but then also how I use that and change that, make it suit my lifestyle. So the first of the 6 habits was silence. So starting your day in silence where it's just you and almost no thoughts, just starting in quiet. The second part of the day was affirmations. So creating a list of what do you want from your life? What do you want it to look like? And you can get specific. You can go days, weeks, but what do you want from your life that you go, yep, this is going to be really good and this is going to motivate me. The third part was visualization. So where do you want to be? So, if you look, like at that time, I just wanted to be functioning, but as my goals got a bit bigger, where do you want to be in 6 months' time, in 1 year's time? And when I visualize now, I know where I want to be. And this is through practice, but visualizing where you want to be, it's much easier to create a way to get there. So that was part 3. Part 4 was exercising. So, and this could be, going for a walk. This could be going for a run in the morning, doing some stretching, doing some yoga. But what can you do to get your body moving in the morning? Part 5 was reading. And this was about reading to, yes, get you closer to what you want it to be in the future, but reading from somebody who's already done what you've done, who's better at it than you at the moment. And because there's no point reinventing the wheel, going, this is what works. How can I use what they're teaching me and make that my own? And how can I use what they're teaching me and implement that in a way that feels good to me? So part 5 was reading. And then part 6 was scribing or journaling. So writing down, what are your thoughts? What do you want? What feels good? What's working well? And scribing, you can scribe about anything depending on the day and depending what you wanted. And I remember reading this book going, wow, it's so simple, but it's so practical. And just thinking it was amazing. And it was exactly the kickstart that I needed to restart my mornings. And so in the beginning, I'd wake up at 6:30, and then I'd loved it so much, I'd wake up at 6, then it's 5:30, 5, and now my days start anywhere between 4:30 and 4:45, and people are like, you're crazy. But I absolutely love my mornings, and to the point where, if I'm going out at night, I almost want to monitor how late I'm going out, because even on the weekends, I love waking up early, and I love, feeling like I'm on the front foot. And for me, it's the sharpest time of the day. So, I've almost tweaked my life and what I do, most of the time, not all the time, but to work for me in the mornings. And it just gives me this huge sense of freedom and this huge sense of calm. And, my mornings after reading this book is I spent the next 4 or 5 months writing my own book. And I could do that with really young kids. The girls weren't even one because I had my mornings free. And that's when I would write my book. So when you think about your mornings, I want you to think about how would this work for you? So for me, the mornings are a little bit different to the mornings in the Miracle Morning book. My morning starts, my alarm will go off. I can't wait to get out of bed. I'm one of those crazy people, so I'm pretty much jumping down the stairs. I'll have a glass of water. I'll do some stretches, and then put the coffee machine on. I'll do a meditation, make a coffee. I'll go into my office. I'll do some reading, and most of the time I have a coaching call by 6 a.m. If not, I'm doing work, so writing blogs, preparing for podcasts, just anything that needs to be done. That's what I'm doing, and I absolutely love it. So then when my kids wake up or when I'm out at 7, I feel like a lot of my day has been done. It's been really productive. I feel refreshed, and it's just a really great way to start the day because I feel like then they get the best of me. So mornings to me are really, really important. And I'd encourage you to have a think about how are your mornings looking? Because most people, they're in a rush in the morning, or, they wish they had more time, or, they've woken up late. How do you restructure your mornings to get the most out of them? And sure, it takes practice, and sure, it takes a habit, building and habits and things like that. But if you were to change your mornings, how would your day look differently? What could you achieve? And I think that's one of the reasons why I can achieve so much, because my mornings are like this, little strict routine that I follow that really works, and I really love it. So how do you apply this, I guess, to yourself? And for me, it's just about getting started. So how do you get started and start to change the small things throughout your morning routine that will help you in the long run, that will help you reach your goals, that will help you stay motivated, that align to your purpose? And how do you do that? And if you were to implement some small changes, would you be so overwhelmed? Would you be so stressed? Would you feel so tired? Would you feel so busy, or would you feel like you're more in control of what's happening? So how would that look? And so often when I talk to people, it's little things they need to tweak before, like maybe watching TV a little bit less, or, being on the phone a little bit less at night. They're often not huge tweaks that need to happen in order to start the mornings earlier. So I just encourage you to have a think about that just before next week. And, before I chat to you again, so that's the book that revolutionized my mornings, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and helped me create a routine that was congruent to the way I wanted to live, moving forward. So if any of that resonated with you, just have a think about what you can do differently in your life. So there you have it, episode 5, done and dusted. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please subscribe so you can be the first to know when the next episode lands. And next week, I'll be chatting to you about productivity hacks to align your time with your goals. So live a successful, purposeful, and fully charged life. Your coach, Belle.